What up, everybody? This is Reginald Foreman, designer, speaker, and author. I'm so blessed and proud to be able to upload this video. I had a great talk with Elijah. Now, you asked me to do 3 questions and pick one. If you don't mind, I'm going to try to cover all 3. Number 1, what is one story that I have experienced that makes me laugh and gives me a definable trait and skill that helps me today? I can think about when I was booked to go speak in Oklahoma. Now this time when I went to speak, it was my management at that time. They booked me to go speak, and when I got there, it was like a trailer park, and it was fairly all white, which is not a problem. But they were older Southern gentlemen. I mean, like Alabama. So it can't. Okay, so I'm a tall black African American, mostly from the hood, and I'm going up here to speak to all these Southerners that are older than me. Now I knew they were Christians, but it gave me that eerie feeling of, man, where you done booked me at? Because first of all, I'm trying to figure out, will they even understand me? Will we have something in common as a speaker? Which I know I've spoken to many different crowds, but this was kind of like different because they were older and they were Southern and just from the South. It was like 2 or 3 black men, but they were all older than me. So when I went up there and I broke the ice, I told them my story, and I said, man, I ain't know now. I had a kind of flashback, even though I ain't never been through slavery. It was just funny seeing y'all up and they all laugh. So what I'm trying to say is, I think that the funny story about that is that God has given me a gift to adapt to any situation. Growing up in Miami, Florida, I've dealt with all races, in Chicago, all races. And I just have a gift of talking to people. You know, laughter is my thing to turn something into a joke. So I think that was a funny situation when I got booked. And I was like, man, where have you booked me at? Number 2, tell us about one defining moment that helped you solidify what you have chosen to pursue and what drives you to do what you do. I think I got 2 situations. One is when I spoke. I wasn't really deep into my speaking career or passion or calling, I would say, at that moment, but I had spoke at this play. And when I got through speaking, a woman walked up to me crying. And she was like, your story, your delivery, it just did so much for me. And she was crying and hugged me and said, thank you for being transparent and telling your story. That really helped me know that I have a calling and something to impact people. Number 2, I was blessed to be on the front of the St. Louis American, and I went to this inner city, Joyce Myers Dream Center, and I spoke to the youth. And when I got through telling my testimony, one of the little kids walked up and his eyes was big and he was like, Mr. Reggie, they put you on the front page? He was so ecstatic to see somebody that he knew to make it to, you know, a type of big level to be on the front of the page. It wasn't a football player. Actor was Reggie. Mr. Reggie and I had made that, that accomplishment that it showed me that God gave me a platform to reach people. So those were the 2 things that let me know that I'm supposed to be empowering people. Number 3, tell us a story. Tell us a story why you are pursuing your profession impact and what impact you plan to have throughout the year. Well, I can't say that this is really a career for me. I can say this is a calling. I've been empowering and encouraging people since high school. You know, I had a young lady that was put out of her house and was living in hotels, and I didn't know it. I was just nice to her. And I would hug her and, you know, be friendly to her. And she wrote me a letter and said I was an angel from God. And this is when I was thugging. And it's been times when I was incarcerated in prison and people be going through something about to bust somebody here, they would come to me and they knew they can get a word of encouragement from me. It's just been my gift to encourage and empower people. Now I had to turn it into that this is what God wanted me to do, because I'll do it. I'll talk all day. I can run my mouth. I'm just saying I have the gift of gab. So really, I pursue, and I just love to see people uplifted, empowered, not just motivated, because you can get motivated and happy for a moment, then you lose it. But when you empower somebody, you give them the gift to walk out of the situation and keep going. So I love to empower people. So those are my 3 things, man. You know, I'm a speaker because it's God's calling. It's just my gift, natural thing to empower people. This is Reginald Foreman, man, designer, speaker, author. This is my book, shameless plug, Live Determined to Let Your Struggles Bully Your Dreams. And you can find me on reginaldforeman.com. Hey, thank you for your time. God bless.